Although the three main factions of the city are now gone, two kinda still remain. New Monarchy, who fled after the Vex portal Coup, and Dead Orbit, who has left Earth with their fleet in search of a new home away from the darkness. Today we are going to dive into the story behind Dead Orbit and the mysterious place they are trying to break into, the Awoken Distributary. Dead Orbit does not believe in the ideals of the Traveler. Things may change a ton over the next year in terms of the story and how he perceived this entity, and Dead Orbit may actually be right.
My faith is in humanity and Guardians, not the Traveler. This planet should repel you. It's our doom. Surely you yearn for distant star systems as much as I do. As we speak, our ships are being readied. Dead Orbit is the place for you.
Here are some of Dead Orbit's ideals. The Traveler is not our only salvation. Another future lies out among the light of other stars. Dead Orbit's theology has developed from mere fatalism into an obsession with worlds beyond Earth. Now their focus is on the building of a star-faring fleet, cobbled together from the ashes of our past and the spoils of war. Jalaal is a man driven by the ghost of a dead future. Critics accuse Dead Orbit of nihilistic fatalism, and Jalaal would be the first to agree that Earth is lost. The city is a fatal trap. The Arachs have no time for sentiment. Only an alien miracle prevented human extinction during the collapse. Jalaal dreams of a dysphoria to come, humanity ascendant, scattered across the stars, too far-flung for any single threat to reach. Jalaal's utilitarian practicality drives him to bend laws and break rules in the name of Dead Orbit's great project. When the ultimate goal is human survival, any sacrifice can be justified. So Dead Orbit has always kind of had this pillar, that Earth was a lost cause and that the Traveler would not save us. We need to build up fleets and ships to leave Earth while we still can, before the darkness comes back a second time. This was the tale they told, and while most didn't believe in their ideals, the Red War would amplify this movement even further. In Destiny 2, they introduced the faction wars where Guardians could side with the Future War Cult and Lakshmi, New Monarchy, or Dead Orbit. And Dead Orbit's cause was still the same. They were like, look, Gaul and the Red Legion just invaded our city and nearly wiped us out. If you want to fight for anything, fight for humanity's sake and help us leave Earth. Don't stay here.
As long as the Traveler hangs above us, creatures hungry for its light will find us. This place is but a temporary refuge. Earth is dying. If humanity is to survive the dangers to come, we must leave this broken shell behind. Our future lies among the stars. Come with us, Guardian. Support Dead Orbit. Help us impress the consensus. Refit our ships and save us all.
Jalaal had seen these celestial disappearances and the encroachment of the Black Fleet as clear signs that Dead Orbit's final exodus must soon begin. He had ordered a redoubling of departure preparations, but found the faction's rank and file struggling to keep pace. Jalaal cut off his subordinate's bumbling presentation. This is insufficient. Earth will soon be behind us, and Dead Orbit will have to survive on the supplies that we provide. His mild tone and half-lidded gaze underscored the gravity of his words. Supplies that you are in charge of tracking. You do understand that, don't you? During Season of the Splicer, Dead Orbit had enough. Lakshmi, leader of the Future War Cult, and New Monarchy would team up together to lead a coup against the Vanguard, unhappy with our new Elixni allies in the city.
The city is a living thing, and it is rejecting the fallen, like a fever, burning out an infection.
Week after week, Lakshmi would spill lies and propaganda onto Vanguard channels. And in the final week, we see this betrayal. A Vex portal opened in the city and our Guardian sent in to deal with it. In the end, Lakshmi was dead alongside her Future War Cult. New Monarchy fled the city, and Dead Orbit would finally decide this was their time to leave Earth.
We've since discovered that Lakshmi II, former leader of the future war cult, was responsible for the security breach. Regrettably, Lakshmi was killed by Vex during the assault. It seems that the other faction leaders were culpable, if not responsible. Executor Hideo and Arach Jalaal have fled, taking the remainder of their factions with them. In their absence, we are now one people, stronger, thanks to our alliance with the House Light.
So Dead Orbit has left. Their goal now is to find a new home safe from the darkness. In the hidden dossier ARG lore, we may get an answer, or at least a target they're searching for. Jalaal speaks to Ikora Rey. Alright, I give up. We may have quit the tower, but I still need your help. For 3 years, we've had our best analyst working on the document slipped to a Guardian via the Queen's Court, the so-called Truth to Power manuscripts. All we've got to show for it are burnt fingers and bad arguments. I appeal to the Hidden for help. We've had ships sweeping the edge of the system for orbiting singularities, but we don't know the mass of the Distributary, or Exodus Green's outward vector at the time the Distributary was formed. We don't even know if the Distributary singularity inherited the Exodus Green's vector, leaving it into an escape trajectory into interstellar space, or if it emerged at rest with respect to the Sun, meaning it would fall directly towards the Sun and pass through it over and over. Add the gravitational influence of the planets and it could be anywhere by now. We're looking for a microscopic point in a volume larger than the solar system. We thought about using fleets of sensor mites to search for a gravitational influence, but then we realized the 9 are in competition with us to find the singularity, and they would certainly use their phantom mass to interfere. Unless it has been in front of us all along, right in the sky of the dreaming city. Could they have found some way to harness the singularity, to park it where they could guard it? If so, we must obtain this capability.
I tell you, the Traveler drew the Red Legion here like moths to a flame. We will establish a colony of peace, and war will be forgotten. War will always come to the city. We must find a home free from war. Attachments bind us to this place, ready to say goodbye to this dying world. You have done what you can in this system, Guardian. Is it not time to venture beyond?
So this is the latest lore we have on Dead Orbit. Their current goal is trying to find a way into the Awoken pocket dimension called the Distributary. This obviously seems like a safe place for humanity. This is its own pocket dimension as far as we can tell, and the Awoken that still reside there could possibly still be alive. Savathun herself was trying to find a way in here, and we know at this point it looks like she failed, so those Awoken may just be living their lives in paradise as we sit here with the darkness encroaching. But anyway, Guardians, that's all we got today on some backstory and lore behind what's going on with Dead Orbit and how they're trying to break into the Awoken Distributary. If you'd like to see some more Destiny lore and mysteries just like this video, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you Guardians in the next one.